Voices.
Yeah. One body, one mind. One mind, one spirit. One spirit, one mind. Gotta make the world feel it. One body, one mind. One mind, one spirit. One spirit, one mind. Gotta make the world feel it.
And I'm gonna ask you real quick, Victoria, where you see your name at right here? On the right side. So-called American Black, West Indies, Haitian, Puerto Rico. Which one? Judah? Okay. Oh, there you go. Come from the tribe of Judah. What's going on, my brother? What's going on? You see yourself on the sign right here? Yeah? What tribe you from? Judah? Okay, so we got Judah and Issachar right here, right? So watch this. The same questions for the sisters I'm gonna ask you. Do you feel like you got a special relationship with God? Apparently you believe in God, that's right? So you got a special relationship with God. 1 John chapter 2 and verse 3.
The book of 1 John chapter 2 and verse 3. And hereby we do know that we know him, if we keep his commandments.
Yeah, that God said we know that we know him if we keep the commandments. If is a two-letter word, but it's very heavy. If we keep his commandments, we can say that we know God. Let's see if we don't. Read on.
He that saith, I know him,
He that say I got a special relationship with God. Read on.
and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar.
That means that they don't know God. If you're not keeping God's commandments, that means you don't know God. That God is saying, don't claim me, right? That's exactly what he's saying. Do not claim me if you don't keep my commandments. So the question that I asked Victoria and Marcella, here, I gotta keep saying your name, Marcella. So your name again, bro? Phil. The same question I asked them was, how do you stay in perfect peace? Because the Bible says, if you keep your mind on God, you will be kept in a perfect peace in this world of chaos right now. You got the famine about to happen, or it's going on right now. You got COVID-19 going on right now. You got riots about the jab and all of that going on right now. How are we kept in perfect peace? How do you be kept in perfect peace, bro? Okay, and that's a very great response. Do you celebrate Christmas? Okay, let's find out. Read on.
The book of Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
So, O house of Israel, O tribe of Judah and Issachar, the 12 tribes of Israel. Read on.
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
The heathen is everyone outside of the 12 tribes of Israel. Don't learn their ways, right? Read on.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
So, in other words, when you do horoscopes and you do signs, what is your sign? I'm a Capricorn. I'm a Leo. I'm a Sagittarius. Superstitious. That's exactly what it is. God said, read that again.
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
These are the ways of the heathen. When you're doing the astrology, the reading of the stars, and you gauging it with yourself. Oh yeah, this sounds like me. Oh yeah, see, I'm a Leo because I get mad when people ask me certain questions some certain type of way. Like, wait, what is that? Right? Read on.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
Don't worship the signs of heaven. Read on.
For the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain.
So this is vain. The customs of the people are vain. For doing that, it's vain. But we're going to read another vain custom that we as a people are doing right now. We're following the other nations and doing this one custom. Read on.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen.
So I'm going to ask you a question, Phil, and Maricel, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a question. How do the Christmas trees get to the places where they go? Like Walmart, Walgreens, and then you got people that set up tents, and then they sell Christmas trees under the tents. How do they get there?
By transportation.
By just?
Transportation.
By transportation. Okay, so before the transportation, what takes place? Phil? They gotta what? They gotta grow the tree and cut it, right? Read.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
So one cut a tree out the forest, read on.
The work of the hands of the workmen with the axe.
So they use an axe today, they could use a chainsaw, right? Read on.
They deck it with silver and with gold.
Oh my goodness, hold on, wait a second. hold on, Marcel, you say you do it for the family get together. Phil, what do you do with the tree when you get it?
I don't do it personally, but I celebrate.
Okay, so when you around people who has those things, how do you see their tree decorated? Check this out. What day you go then, bro? Okay, all right. Well, I'm gonna finish this for the edification of our people, right? Read on.
They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not.
You hear that? This is Christmas in the Bible. You say, bro, you know this, and then all of a sudden now you celebrate it. Why do you celebrate it if you know this?
Bring it up.
God, go back to the first verse.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 1. Hear ye the word.
Oh, Philip, hear ye the word.
Which the Lord speaketh unto you.
Almighty Sal, which the Lord speaketh unto you. Read on.
O house of Israel.
Since I see you listening, so just listen, all right? Read on.
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
Don't learn the way of the heathen. This is not our custom. This is not the custom of the real Jews.
Bro.
This is not the custom of the 12 tribes of Israel. We never celebrated Christmas. This was never our custom. We never did it for the family get-togethers. We never did it for the food. That was never our custom. Yet we're here today in America keeping the custom. Read on.
Learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
So the reason, now back to answering your question, go back to Isaiah chapter 26. What was that, 26? Bring it out. Because when it comes down to it, the reason why our people are suffering from COVID-19, are suffering from the famines, are suffering from these different things. What's going on, sis? You celebrate Christmas? Nah? Well, listen up, because you shouldn't. That's good, but there's other things that you shouldn't do as well. Okay, sis, come on up then. Come on up. Let's dialogue. That's fine. Watch this. Read this again.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 26 and verse 3. That will keep him in perfect peace.
So God said he will keep us in perfect peace. Read on.
Whose mind is stayed on thee.
Whose mind is stayed on him. Read on.
Because he trusteth in thee.
Because we trust in God. So when it comes down to it, Phil, you said you know this. You said you know you're not supposed to be celebrating Christmas. And yet you're doing it. That's why we're going through the troubles that we're going through today as a people. That's why when it comes down to it, we are not kept in perfect peace because we're celebrating Christmas, because we're celebrating Halloween, because we go sit down at Thanksgiving and think that God has blessed that food and we're eating over a table of genocide. That is like the most atrocious holiday that our people can celebrate. Is Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving. It was a mass genocide. They killed all of our brothers, the so-called Native Americans. They almost murdered all of them. And then they made a feast and called it Thanksgiving.
They know this.
You know this.
They know this.
But do you get together for family?
I do it for family.
See?
The thing about it is a day that a lot of the families off.
I celebrate.
Uh-huh.
I celebrate together.
Right.
I don't celebrate it for all that.
So let's see. Let's see real quick, Phil, because that's the excuse that our people have. Give me Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. That's the excuse that our people have. They have that excuse to say, well, everybody can come together. That's the day we just come together. So why can't you come together any other day of the year?
Bring it up.
That's fine. So why don't you take the time to go visit everybody? What's up? Why celebrate Thanksgiving? You understand what I'm saying?
We're American at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
No, we're not. We're not American at the end of the day. We're Israel at the end of the day. We got to keep God's commandments at the end of the day. What's going on, Maricel?
Well, right now what is going on around the world is the 150 billion business. It's going on with 250 kids 200.
Okay. All right. Before we go on that topic, before we go on that subject, read this. Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1.
I want to address something that Phil said and you said. You said that at the same time too. And you believe the same thing, sis. Because I believe you said it too. We're going to address this real quick. Read.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together. O nation not desired.
You hear that? God said, gather yourself together. O nation not desired. Come together, yeah. But how do we come together, Phil? Do we come together in Thanksgiving?
Dressed.
Huh?
Dressed.
You come together dressed? Yeah. Our people do get dressed out for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, for all of these wicked holidays that we ain't supposed to keep. Our people be decked out. But the question is, how are we supposed to come together?
The first Thanksgiving is love God above anything.
Okay, so love God above anything, but how do we come together
With the love of God.
as a people? Do we come together during Thanksgiving? Are we supposed to come together for politics or to vote? Are we supposed to come together to march in the streets, to loot and raid? Is that how we come together?
No.
Yeah,
I mean, we do.
yeah, but we do. But are we supposed to? Give me that in Baruch. Hold that. Give me Baruch chapter 4, last verse. I believe that's 37. Because right now our people think it's all right to come together for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, for all of these holidays that our people did not create. God did not give you these days in the Bible. Why are we following our oppressors? They created these days to keep us in sin. That's why when it comes down to it, we as a people are not kept in perfect peace. We don't know God. We claim that we do, but we don't. Read that.
The book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 37.
Read.
Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away.
So God said, our people come who were sent away, right? How were we sent away, Philip? Or Phil, sorry. How were we sent away? We were sent away in slave ships. That's how. Slavery. That's how we were sent away. God said, lo, read it again.
Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away.
So we come together, gather yourself together, right? Who were sent away. Let's find out how we're gathering ourselves together. What's going on, sis? Come a little closer. And we're having a very important discussion right now, sis. Let me ask you, what's your name? I'm sorry, sir, I can't hear you. Esther. Esther, that's a very beautiful name, Esther. What's your nationality, Esther? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Ah, gotcha. Hey, sis, listen up. That's fine, because this is for you too. Watch this, right? How do our people gather together? How are we supposed to gather together? That's what we're going over right now. Read that.
Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One.
We come gathered together by the word of the Holy One, by the word of God. That's how we're supposed to gather together. We're not supposed to gather together on no wicked hell day, on Christmas, on Thanksgiving, or Thanksgiving, on Halloween. You went to a Halloween party, didn't you? I know our people, most of our people went to a Halloween party. Huh? See? If you didn't work, would you go?
Obviously, I spent on working, but I went last year.
Hey, but when it comes down to it, that's not what we're supposed to do. This stuff only keeps our people further in sin and farther away from God. Right? Now get back to Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. And then read that, I want all the way to verse 3. Watch this, because when it comes down to it, our people are not kept in perfect peace. We're affected by COVID. We're affected by the famine because we choose to gather ourselves together in parties opposed to gathering ourselves together the way God wants us to gather together. We ain't coming together coming with solutions for our people. We ain't coming together saying, hey, you know what? The stores is running out of food. Let's go ahead and get a storage for this community over here, and let's put a lot of food up for our people. We're not doing that. We don't come together and say, you know what, our people, little Pookie and Ray Ray ain't gonna be able to pay their bill this month. Let's all put money in a pot together and see if we can help them out later on if that happens. We ain't doing that. Why? Because our minds aren't stayed on God. Read that.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans is the nation that's not desired. Nobody wants to be the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Everybody knows our troubles and what we're going through, but nobody wants to be us. Nobody will change their lifestyle with our lifestyle. The white man won't do it. The Chinese man won't do it. What? See, now this is the thing though, sis. To steal what we have now, they would love to steal it from you, but they would never be you. They would never want to be you. See, this is the thing, sis. Everybody wants to be like us, but nobody wants to be us. Read on.
Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you.
So God is saying, gather ourselves together by his word before the destruction comes. Before our people are put to death in their sin. Before we die for celebrating Thanksgiving, for celebrating Halloween, for the women wearing pants, for the men not standing up for their people and keeping God's commandments. God said, gather yourself together before that time comes, before the destruction. Read on.
Before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you.
The day of the Lord's anger is when he bring destruction on our people, because our people will be put to death. Read on.
Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment.
So the meek of the earth is the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We're the meek of the earth. God says, seek ye the Lord. We're supposed to seek God. That's how we be stayed in perfect peace. That's how we're kept in perfect peace. Read on.
Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger.
Hear that? We will survive in the day of the nuclear war. When the nuclears drop on America, we will survive. We won't be put to death.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.